Good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, June 26, 2025. Stock market is at new highs here. Do we have a pullback coming? Do stocks even need to pull back? And what's driving the market? We'll talk about that. But first, please give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. We still got a sale going until July 11th, so take advantage of that. Pretty much a giveaway here, and even though we're in the summer doldrums, there is still money to be made, and sometimes the best money to be made is kind of just knowing when to stay out here. We have low volatility right now, and we're just in a melt up market here. I can't tell you how many times people have been asking me about, can we short, can we short, can we short, and again, this is something that and even just at a day trading level here, we talked about it in Tuesday's video, but this just broke out of a 2-week base, and you could really argue that this is a 6-week base here. So, we're not really overbought. We just consolidated for quite a while. So yes, we're at all-time highs, and yes, we've, you could argue, maybe the low time frames here. We've had, a little bit of a hot RSI there, but that doesn't really mean anything. It just means that the market's strong and it's being bought up. And again, we talked about positioning last Tuesday. If you check that video out, you're going to see, commercials are the only ones really long. Now that might change this week, but there is a lot of hedge fund shorting going on all the way up here, and there, still is a lot of put premiums, elevated here in this market, and we'll see what happens here as we just basically came 3 points away from new all-time highs. Although the Qs did get there obviously yesterday by a couple of points, and that may even want 550. Tomorrow, so we'll see if that can get there. We are seeing a little bit, and I mean just a little bit of, I wouldn't even call it risk, but there's a little bit down to 600 for tomorrow, and 595. I can't imagine it would get there though, and this is recent. I believe this is as of, I think I just refreshed this, so there should be, it should be there. But again, you can see if that were to happen, that would be a massive dip buy. So I wouldn't even really hedge for it. But just remember, tomorrow is end of quarter, so we could see, well, for certain single tickers, it's end of quarter. Monday is end of quarter for the indexes and so on. But so we could see a little bit of wackiness. It does happen, but at this point, I think it would have needed to start already. We're going into power hour. I'm doing the video a little bit early today because the volatility is so low. But I think if that was going to happen, it would need to start now. And it doesn't look like it's gonna really get started here. I could see a little bit of a dip below 545 QQQ by the close. There is some ODT gamma there that might that might expire worthless, but outside of that, I just don't see. I mean, that'd be a 100-point drop. I just can't imagine what would really cause that to happen at this point. And even if there was something, I think the market would be positioned for it already. We'd already be seeing that kind of change here. Volatility just getting crushed here. Maybe the VIX can get a bounce at 15. It's certainly possible, but I don't even know how much I would, to look to even hedge that. So we'll see what happens here. But again, we're looking at a pretty positive market. Dealers are position positive, and the longer we stay above 6,000, the more they're going to have to hedge towards July OPEX. So this has got tailwind upon tailwind, and it's continuing to kind of snowball. You see the Russell here also continuing up. I don't know if that's going to really get much past 215 by end of quarter, but this has a lot of catching up to do, and it's the positioning too. The positioning in the Russell is very short, large speculators, and again, I showed you on Tuesday, they're heavily short this on an intraday basis too. They're shorting, put premiums are elevated compared to calls. Nobody wants calls, believe it or not. I mean, I know it's hard to imagine, but that's kind of been the case here lately. So. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we'll just see what happens tomorrow. I could see a little bit of a dip here, maybe towards that. I mean, I would personally like, there's a level I've been following here, and I'll just give it away because I don't think it even gets there. But around 60-80 on ES, I do like that if it were to get there. And that's, over 100 points from where we're at right now. I just can't imagine what's going to really be the catalyst for that at this point. And we're close to 6,200 right now here on ES as well. We never quite got that new all-time high. I think we got 3 points away. So 61.44, the actual all-time highs, 47 and change. And then obviously ES with the adjustments and so on is just a little bit shy. So it's still about 50 points away, 60 points away. But nonetheless, again, this, textbook trend move. We got above this, retested, and then just kind of based here. So again, I know it feels like we've just been melting up, but remember for 3 weeks, people were complaining, we're going sideways, we're not going anywhere. But now we have basically just 3 days of trend, four if you include, Monday. And now everybody's like, oh, we're overbought. This market's too. What did you want? What do you? Which way do you want it to go? It's got to go one way. This has to resolve one way, and obviously, trend is up and it's resolving bull here. We're about to get a golden cross too. Maybe that'll be the top. For a short term top. I always love those golden cross, you guys. I talked about that a few weeks ago. I talk about it all the time, but if you just bought the death cross, I mean, you did really well, right? And that's been the case multiple times historically. 2022, you just buy the death cross. There you go. There's 15%. I just made you right there. 2020. Just buy the death cross. You did pretty good, right? If you bought right there. But yeah, maybe that'll be the contrarian indicator. Maybe we hit 62, and then we'll get the golden cross. Everybody will jump out. All the algos will jump in, and that'll knock everybody out. But yeah, it looks like we can get to 550, pretty shortly. But we'll see. Maybe we get a dip here, power hour. I would like one. I would like to get a chance to rebuy. There was actually an area this morning on ES. I was looking for just a small like day trade entry, and we just didn't even get there. I mean, look at how shallow this dip was on jobless claims. I mean, it barely touched the overnight high, or yesterday's high rather. I was looking for a little bit more, but we do have PCE tomorrow, so I mean, there's a catalyst. But I mean, I'm telling you, if this market was worried and if something was going to happen, I think smart money would already be. You'd see this in the VIX right now, and I don't see it. So sorry if you're looking for downside. I just don't think it's going to happen. But nonetheless, market's still holding up. Again, 215 still the magical number for the Russell. The diamond here, nice breakout. I was really hoping this would stay sideways for a little bit longer, but yeah, Dow breaking out too. SMH here up 70 basis points, everybody's favorite. NVIDIA at new all-time highs, although a little bit of a hanging man there. So maybe NVIDIA stalls out a little bit. That is a hanging man technically. And you're at an all-time high after a big trend move. So it could actually, that is valid. I see people talk about hanging man all the time, like, where's an example? I'm trying to think of a bad example of one. Like even like on the monthly, like everybody like this right here. I saw a lot of people trying to call this a hanging man candle. Like no, you can't. A hanging man has to be like at an extreme. It's got to be at the absolute high, and preferably after a gap up. But this is already a downtrend. So it was already, not a downtrend, but it was already trending down into that the last couple of months. This is a valid hanging man. It comes after a gap too, so I actually like it. And there was volume yesterday, so maybe Nvidia pulls back, but I mean, you still got strength. Look at AMD's coming back nicely. Broadcom right at all-time highs. That stock has been doing well. So TSM right off all-time highs. So pull back maybe. Still has to confirm with the sell tomorrow, a hypothetical sell tomorrow, which I don't know where the volume is going to come from because it's summertime and we're all in beach mode here. At least I am. IGV up 90 cents. Again, just off all-time highs as well. By the way, speaking of tomorrow and a quarter, stocks like Palantir, ASTS, these big winners, these high flyer, MSCI, Coinbase, you may see a little bit of window dressing. And in fact, that's what probably some of this is. But remember tomorrow, if we see something on like Apple or something, end of day. By the way, Microsoft will definitely get window dressed to 500. But if you see the last 10 minutes of the day, tomorrow a big candle on Apple or some of these, don't make anything out of it. It's just end of month stuff or end of quarter stuff really. Monday will be end of quarter for the indexes. So, but anyway, transports here with a nice day. FedEx and UPS had kind of bounced back a little bit, although FedEx still flat. UPS chart looked a little bit better though. Maybe that can catch up. Rates today were down, so look at the 2-year coming up. So again, it looks like rate cut odds are it's definitely starting to increase for the back half of the year. And if we flip over to our yield chart, which I'll do in a second, you can see the 2 years below my magical 3.8 number. So yeah, I think July cut is definitely on the table here. So we'll see what Powell. I mean, Powell's been, he's been on the fence, but it looks like a July cut's on the table here, to me anyway. We're enough below, like we're well below 435, and it doesn't look like we're. I mean, this is a rejection here, so I'd say that's definitely on the table. 10s and 30s also. Look at that possible little falling wedge failure there. We'll see if it's an underthrow and then a fake out. But right now, yeah, rates on the short end came down. So Fed can cut, and the market might just rally up on that alone, on that anticipation, and maybe that's where you get your bigger pullback. Right now, don't fight this really strong trend. XHB up 52 cents. VNQ took a little bit of a dip. Interested to see where this closes tomorrow, because I'm glad I didn't get in this yet. But yeah, down 50 basis points. So that took a hit today. And it's still fine on the weekly. I want to see where it closes on the weekly, though. Let's see if I can reclaim that 50 MA. XLF up 2/3% rather. JPM at all-time highs. Starting to get a little parabolic, a little stretched, but strong name. KRE again pressing up here, pressing up again, kind of like a little cup and handle. It's slash inverse head and shoulder. KRE looks good. KBE looking good there too. And broker dealers also at all-time highs. We got oil here up 54 cents. That's a no touch for me. Not even messing with that right now. XLE, let's try and reclaim 86 tomorrow. That would be nice, especially on a weekly close. XOP, it is still trending back up, but it's got a lot of work to do. It's got to clear 135. But obviously a lot of resistance up here in this area. This is where it broke down from. But it has come back pretty nicely. And then OIH here, obviously, the 250 area is our number there. Nat gas down at, oh, there's a new contract here, so that is a roll there. Not even sure what's July N. Yeah, so that's down 3% there. So nat gas taking a hit. Dollar index down as well. Again, makes sense with rate cut odds where they are. Maybe a falling wedge watch, we'll see. Gold, flat on the day. So gold is kind of quieted down quite a bit. But again, we do have this kind of flaggish pattern here that it broke out of. I'm just going to, I'll leave it on here for a little bit longer. We'll see. Maybe it comes down and retests like that. And there, but yeah, nonetheless, it's still acting well. No changes, no problems here. GDX still holding up well, so that's a good sign. Silver again holding up also. New contract there also, but yeah, hanging in there, up 1%. And I think that's still getting up ready for a move towards 40. Platinum and palladium still on fire here. I think that's a new multi-year high for platinum. Look at a monthly, yeah, look at that. Gotta go all the way to like 15, all the way back to like 1500. That's in like 2014. This is adjusted though. Let me just look at it daily because I like to. Yeah, so it's a little shy of there, but nonetheless, very nice move for platinum, and that caught up. We've been talking about this for a while too. Said like I know it took a long time, but if you just accumulated some of this, like, and I know some of my members have been doing this, have been buying platinum and palladium. It takes its time, but this is, I mean, look at this monster level here on palladium. It's not going to get through that. It's not going to break through that, right? I mean, that has come back nicely. So sometimes patience pays off. Copper here, nice breakout up 2.7. Maybe a little kind of parallel here. This is a new contract too. That's why it looks funky. Oh, not really a parallel. But kind of a. Yeah, I don't really love it. Either way, it's up. Copper's up here. Getting over to Bitcoin again. Yeah, it's kind of flat today. So nothing really going on, but again, technically sound here and just in a kind of bull flag structure on the bigger time frames. So maybe it has to back off again. It's funny how this is like a perfect parallel here, just in a smaller structure. Maybe it can start to make some sort of cup and handle. Yeah, no problems here on a technical basis. So we'll see if it comes back down again. But yeah, just doing some bigger digestion here. But overall, yeah, market acting okay. We'll see if we pull back a little bit in power hour. It's 3:15 right now. We'll probably close below 5:45 today. That would be my guess on the Qs. But yeah, I wouldn't make too much out of it unless we really dump out again in the next 45 minutes. I don't think that 600 SPY is going to get filled. I would like it to get filled, but I don't think it's going to. Anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here again. You guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.